Welcome to part 7 on how to build your PC on a Z690 motherboard with an Intel 12th generation processor. Now we're going to get this case ready. It's going to be kind of Frankenstein because it only comes with 2 case fans. So it's always good to use leftover parts. Like I have this Noctua fan right here that I will also install because I'm going to want 3 push fans and 2 pull fans. 3 of the push fans are going to be the case fans. 2 of the pull fans are going to be the CPU cooler. So we're going to prepare to remove the back fan and we're going to install it up in the front. Same with the Noctua fan that I currently have. So without further ado, let's get to it because airflow is super important when it comes to PCs. It's never good to have too many pull instead of push. The reason why is you want more intake instead of exhaust. It's better to have 3 intake fans, which is the push fans, 3 of the push fans in the front of the case, and have 2 pull fans in the back of the case because you want more intake, more positive airflow. The more positive airflow you have in your PC, you'll feel more of the airflow coming inside of the case instead of more negative airflow, which is more airflow getting pulled into the case. So it's always good to have good airflow for your PC. So whether you go 3 fans in the front, 3 fans on the side, which are push, and then have mostly your back fans as exhaust fans, which is the pull side. So without further ado, we're going to remove this pull fan and we're going to convert it into a push fan up here in the front, and same with the Noctua fan, and then we will install the radiator with the pull fans. So all you need is a good Phillips head screwdriver. Specifically, I got number 2 right here to help with this type of removal. So make sure you just put these screws here. Get ready for this removal of this first case fan. Make sure you don't lose any of the screws. Put them all in a safe place. Now all fans will have very specific designs, so you can double check the airflow to make sure you have it in the correct position. Right now you can tell this fan is on the pull side, the way the fan direction is. One more screw here. Now we have it off. Now if you look closely onto this fan, if you check right here, you'll see the arrows for the fans, and that will tell you the direction. So we're going to want the fan to be facing forward. We want the fan facing just like this in the front of the case, so that way we can get the nice push action. So now that's removed, let's move to the front of the case here. So all we have to do now is simply just reinstall this fan, just like the direction that it was supposed to be in. Make sure you look inside of your case so that way you can set your wiring correctly. I always like to go into a star pattern when installing fans, just to make sure it's nice and flush. Now let's get to the lower side of the fan, since we need one more push fan. As you notice, this Noctua fan uses actual rubber grommets instead, so that's what we will use to install this fan. Break away that part. Ended up breaking the fin on this, so now that's trash. So what I have to do is get yourself fan screws, and they look just like this because they kind of self-tap in themselves here. You want to get the thread started. kind of want to put your hand behind the fan to support it because you don't want to put too much pressure. So a lot of times you're going to see wire ties just like this. Just untie them, and you're kind of going to want to sneak it through your case here. Kind of pull it through just like this. So you got one fan, two fans, and number three fan here. So just make sure you take off all this filtering here and just have it ready to go. And that is the top of the case, and all you have to do is now line up the radiator through here. And as you'll see, holes will line up once you get the radiator ready. Because we're gonna want the hose on the front end just like that. Because for it to sit properly, the hose actually has to be onto the right side of this pump. Or I should say the left side of this pump. Now you're going to need a bag that looks like this, miscellaneous hardware, in order to install the radiator. You're going to need the shorter screws to install the radiator, and not the longer ones. So you're going to need something more like long at a lines like these ones here. Probably good right around here just in case if you ever want to install a rear fan. I usually like to have this tucked to the side since we're not gonna put this pump on just quite yet. As you can see, we got the inside of the case ready to go here, and now we're gonna install the fans for exhaust fans. So we're gonna want to have a pull setup for this radiator. Now, if you need to double check the flow, the airflow, make sure you just check the fan right here. As here it's much more smaller, but as you can see, that would be the direction of where the fan would go. So you want to make sure to set your pump here to the side, because we're not going to put that in yet. And it'll be much easier without the pump in the way. You're going to want to use the longer bolts. Okay, so now we have that all set up. We will get to installing the lighting node core right here. So let's get to behind the case now. So next you're gonna want to try to find your placement for your lighting node core here. So kind of figure out exactly where you want to set this lighting node core at. So what I'll do is I'll more than likely connect it around here, as that may be the best area for, or yeah, probably up here. So let's connect these wires. So make sure you sync it correctly with the correct fan. So these two are together. So I'm gonna put this one here, which is the fan side, right there. That's one. And the RGB will simply just go to one right there. Same goes with the other side here. and the RGB will connect up here. And then I will put the 3M tape on the back here to kind of stick it into place, as we will organize the wires later. So make sure you know the placement before you actually set your 3M tape. Perfect. So as you can see, you have your SATA power here and your USB. So you want to just kind of leave this here for now until we get the motherboard connected, and we'll sort the wires together on a later part of this video series. So as you can see, we have it nicely tucked away right here, and you can easily pop it off and on when you need to, when you have to add RGBs, or if you want to add different fans, you can easily do it from here. Now we have the case just about all prepped up here. So fam bam guys, we got the PC case ready to go. Can't wait. We're about to get the motherboard installed in this case already. Wasn't that pretty quick? I hope you found this content very useful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you know anybody else who wants to build a PC and wants to know how, make sure you share this video with them, share the playlist, and also make sure you go down to hit the subscribe button for more if you want to join the big wonderful fan bam. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for all the newest updates. Make sure you follow my Twitter handle right here, as it is the same as my TikTok and IG as well. See you in the next series of how to build a PC.